State semifinal girls flag football game sponsored by the New York Jets. Features the Harrison Blue Tide against the Ridgewood Maroons.
Daddy, look at that. Daddy, look at that.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask you to stand, remove your hats and face our American flag located at the south end of the field as we honor America by playing our national anthem.
Super Football Conference Girls Flag Football, New Jersey State Semifinal.
Ladies and gentlemen,
on this night, Clifton Stadium, home of the Maroons. But tonight, the SFC Network brings you the road to the finals. Wednesday night at Kane University goes through this semi where the defending New Jersey State champs Ridgewood are taking on Harrison, the Blue Tide, after their dramatic run through the NJIC to get here. Harrison will have the ball first, taking a shot downfield right away. So Harrison under the direction under Coach Dan Nankiville, the original coach, Coach Nankiville, the only coach Harrison has ever had in their 5th year. Penalty flag on this play, on the give.
Last throw, stopping by
Well, of course, the Maroons of Ridgewood, the standard for girls flag football in New Jersey. They are the 3-time defending state champions. They are on a 40-game win streak, 62-2 over the last 5 seasons, 16-0 this year. The list goes on and on. Now the give here to the left side, trying to turn the corner. Good job there. Good yardage on the carry. Cassandra Rodriguez, K-Rod, alongside of the call every game here for Girls Flag Football on the Super Football Conference Network. Of course, she's the head coach here of the Mustangs of Clifton Girls Flag Football, the assistant coach for the Red Hawks of Montclair State, Lindsay Sinkyu. And, Coach, when you look out there now, what a story it is for Harrison to get here. 2 great wins in the NJIC tournament. And, of course, taking on Ridgewood. And we know Ridgewood and Girls Flag Football are kind of synonymous now in the state of New Jersey.
They certainly are. Ridgewood is, the team to beat. They are, as you said, undefeated in their last, 40 games? Something crazy where, they're tremendous. They really have figured it out, and they are very good at what they do. Harrison, tremendous team as well. Maya De Jesus, among a lot of other great athletes out there. So we're hoping for a good game here.
quarterback is Sosa. She is back in the lineup. Came back in a historic fashion. She'll give to the right side. The good flag pull in the backfield there with the penetration for the Maroons of Ridgewood is Penelope Pace. Their do-it-everything player, number 7. Pace, you'll see her all night, runs the show. So Talia now at quarterback. Sosa is just a junior. The give and then the throw. This one is incomplete. Intended for Rodriguez, brings up 3rd down and 15 now. Well, Harrison in the semis in the NJIC, they were down 12-0 in the 4th quarter. Secaucus, that's where Talia Sosa, who had missed the previous 3 games with knee injury, said, I need back in there. And they have not looked back ever since. There's Sosa, give to Maya de Jesus. De Jesus, of course, the Manhattan commit, outstanding year. And, Coach, when you think about players in the state of New Jersey, Maya de Jesus is right at the top of the list of primetime players.
Certainly is. Yeah, she certainly is. She is a great all-around girl. Again, I had the honor of coaching her last year in our Phil Sims North-South All-Star game. Tremendous athlete, great personality. I'm so excited for her moving forward, going to play at Manhattan. It'll be a first-year program there, and I know they're definitely looking to put their name on the map, so she'll be a big part of that game plan for them, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course. Part of the Jets Flag Elite program, and now going over to the Jaspers after her time with the Blue Tide is done. De Jesus is a senior. So here comes Ridgewood now, the Maroons. They like to come out fast. Give to the left side. Arini Batia turns the left side. She'll pick up some yards. It'll bring up 2nd down now. Penelope Pace, number 7, your quarterback, junior. Jets Flag Elite player. Already offers rolling in. Wagner, of course, out there in Staten Island, sort of the birthplace, the home, you would say, of girls flag football in some way, Coach.
Absolutely. We actually played them this year at Montclair State, and there was a lot of stress leading up to that game because they've built quite the reputation for themselves, and again, that's a tremendous program. We've heard about them for years, and like you said, they're known as being the it factor around here, so definitely looking to compete against them in the future. And we see here Penelope.
Here's Pace now, flushed out of the pocket, turns upfield. Pace will get inside the 15 down to about the 14-yard line. And one thing, when Penelope Pace is in motion, she is shifty. She has the hips for the flag action to be oh so tough to grab.
Which, as we've talked about previously, we know is a huge part of the flag football game is the ability to avoid the tackle most of the time by, those hip movements, juking, and she certainly is a pro at all of the above.
Now here's a keeper by Penelope. Penelope Pace upfield. Penelope Pace still on her feet. Pace towards the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown. Penelope Pace, the Ridgewood junior, opens up the scoring in this state semifinal, and Ridgewood has struck first.
And as you're talking about the Jets Elite team, I believe Penelope Pace is on the same team as Maya de Jesus. So, teammates on one field and obviously opponents today.
Yeah, she was the quarterback a year ago for the state title. She does participate in track, but a winter track athlete. Coach Mickey McDermott has an exclusive team of spring athletes here playing flag football. That is the initiative that they put forward. And now Pace will line up looking for this conversion. Trip receivers to her right. Pace now looking to her left. Pace will get a flag pulled there. Good action there. So it'll just be a 6 on the board on that penetration. Cassandra Rodriguez, number 9 for the Blue Tide of Harrison. 38 sacks on the year. 30 TFLs, tackle for a loss. Also plays offense. Number 9 for the Blue Tide has had an epic year for flag football as a junior.
Adding on to that, 603 rushing yards. Offensively, she is a huge part of Harrison's overall game.
So now Talia Sosa. Trip receivers to her left. Sosa, the quick hitter this time. That is complete into the hands of Maya DeJesus. You see what they'll try and do to Jesus, just get the ball into her hands and let her athleticism take off. So Sosa, who missed 3 games with a knee injury, came down off the bench, down 12-0 in the fourth quarter. 2 fourth-quarter touchdown passes, both to Maya DeJesus in that epic comeback in the NJIC semis against the Caucus. Wow, the Cardiac Kids. Then in the finals, they were down 6-0 to Leonia, 112-6 in overtime, second NJIC title in 3 years. This one thrown up for grabs. A little contact there. Falls incomplete. That'll bring up third down now for the Blue Tide. Both these teams coach with some star power. What Ridgewood has done is they've had the ability to spread athleticism and playmakers all over the field, both sides of the ball, for the last 4 years.
They certainly have, and as I've said to you previously, obviously a big part of coaching football, whether flag or tackle, is scouting. And, in scouting the other team, you're looking for a weak spot, and when you look at Ridgewood, it doesn't exist.
Olivia Hutchinson, the sophomore, with a sack there. Great penetration by Hutchinson. That'll bring the punt team out now on fourth down. Back deep, Bella Welluck, Penelope Pace, and Gabby Wynn. Dangerous proposition when you're punting to Ridgewood. Short punt. It'll go right out of bounds. So you can see Harrison trying a little directional punting there. And it'll give Ridgewood a fresh set of downs in great field position. Ball will be spotted at the 25-yard line. So first down for the Maroons, the 3-time defending New Jersey champs. Of course,
their punt strategic, I'm sure, in punting out of bounds. Ridgewood has quite a few punt returns for touchdowns. And Harrison, of course, is trying to avoid having them put any more points up on the board at this point.
Out comes Penelope Pace. Of course, Pace, quarterback the last couple years, she took over for a great one in Katie Bisgrove. Bisgrove now the soccer goalie at Elon University. So they've been in great hands at the QB position. Here's Pace now, flushed out. Good action there. Coming up once again. Who else? Number 9, K-Rod, Cassandra Rodriguez. She lives in the opposition's backfield.
And I know Cassandra took over for Rebecca Sardinia, who was their rusher that had graduated last year, another player on the North-South All-Star team last year. And we all knew that Becca was leaving behind big shoes. Obviously, Cassandra stepped right in there.
Pace fires a strike into the hands of Maddie McCaskill. McCaskill, the junior. Player to watch for the Ridgewood offense, number 11, Danielle Denoy, the captain. On third down now. Here's Pace now. Pace, elusive. Pace still got 2 flags intact. Pace finally will be caught up at the 15-yard line. And you can see the juking lateral acceleration. She has another gear, that's for sure. That was number 7.
Absolutely. Seeing her avoid tackles, it's an art. You see her about to get her flagpole, then somehow she gets out of it.
First down now for Ridgewood. Split wide right is Denoy. Little action here with Bella Welluck in the backfield. They'll option it off to Bella. Bella now quits to the left side. Bella still on her feet. Bella gets to about the 6-yard line. So Welluck, just a sophomore. Her future is college soccer. Of course, that's a fall sport. So it leaves the spring wide open for her to be playing girls flag football. Second down now. It's Wallach alongside of Pace. Here's Pace taking a look to the right side. Pace now feels some pressure. Avoids the first part of pursuit. Throws a strike into the end zone. This is going to be a touchdown. Gabby Wynn hauls it in. Wynn navigated the sideline perfectly. And Penelope Pace, coach, had some zip on that football. It got there in a hurry.
I mean, the athleticism in that play, to see her scramble, avoid the tackle, I was sure she was about to be sacked, avoid the tackle, and then have her receiver just sitting there wide open. It doesn't get better than that.
So now Ridgewood lines up for the extra point. Here is Pace, quick hitter, got it once again. Who else? Gabby Wynn. Well, the Wynn sisters have made their mark at Ridgewood High School. Of course, Bella Wynn now playing soccer at Stanford, but little sister Gabby right behind her. Outstanding athlete in her own right.
I mean, we see the importance of flag pulling technique, right? So not giving up until you hear the whistle blow. I feel like that's kind of, Harrison's gotten caught up in that a few times.
This one is intercepted by Bella Wallach. Dangerous proposition when you throw into coverage against the #1 flag team in the state of New Jersey, Ridgewood. They are ball hawks from the word go.
And what a huge swing in the momentum. Harrison getting the ball back, only down 2 scores, still time left in the first quarter.
This is not the start Harrison was looking for. Ridgewood now thriving with confidence. Pace now rolls out to the right side. Pace tries to turn the quarter. Great grab once again by Cassandra Rodriguez. Rodriguez has all the makings of an elite flag football player, just a junior. Her pursuit angles are terrific.
And I'll equate it to what I said about Cameron in the previous game on Bayonne, that it's really fun to watch her. Watching Cassandra Rodriguez just go after the ball and not stop until she gets the flag. It's honestly, I'm sitting here with a smile on my face just watching.
Second down now. Little jet sweep here into the hands of Gabby Wynn. Well, I mentioned Gabby Wynn's sister Bella, of course, Stanford soccer. Gabby Wynn is a Clemson soccer commit. So amazing accomplishments by the Wynn sisters. Her sister Bella, in her youth days on soccer fields in New Jersey and the travel and Ridgewood scene, a handful. Penelope Pace now rolls out to her right, looking downfield, takes the under route, thrown behind the intended receiver that time, Arini Batia. So that'll fall incomplete and bring up 4th down now for Ridgewood.
4th down.
Split wide left is Gabby Wynn. To the right, Danielle Denoy. Extending the ball forward, getting the first down, looked to be Bella Wallach. Just good recognition by a veteran player in Bella, number 4. College soccer kid is Bella Wallach. Just great athletic instincts. First down now for the Maroons. Here's Penelope. Takes the under route. Into the hands of Maddie McCaskill. McCaskill picks up good yards here. Maddie McCaskill, efficient, gets the job done. Gets them lined up on defense. Good two-way player. Second down now for Ridgewood. Ball's inside the 10 at about the 8-yard line. And Penelope Pace will just let the first quarter run out. Our first 12 minutes of this New Jersey State semifinals on the Super Football Conference Network, brought to you by the great people at Lucan, is in the books. 12 minutes. It has been all the number one team in the state of New Jersey. Ridgewood leads 13-0. Second quarter straight ahead, right here on the Super Football Conference Network.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan centered today.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led.
First play for the Maroons, the quick out. Look at this. Wynn stays on her feet. Good hands, going down low to get it. So it'll bring up about a third down here and goal. Ball sits at about the 4-yard line. So let's see what Coach Mickey McDermott has in his arsenal here. Pace rolling out to her right in hot pursuit. Look out here from behind. Look at the grab right there. Cassandra Rodriguez. That is closing speed right there.
Tremendous play. I mean, just the concentration that Rodriguez has to hawk her down and stay with her, because as we know, when she takes off, those hips get moving, and it's, certainly hard to tackle her, but K-Rod, as you called her, tremendous. Tremendous.
So they'll lose yardage on the play, and now Harrison, they're going to call a timeout here. And listen, this is a pivotal play in the game. I'm sure Coach Dan is thinking, boy, we've taken quite a punch here to start the game. And for Coach Nankivell, this play means a lot. Keep Ridgewood off the board. You get the ball back. You punch in a score here. You're looking at a 13-7 game, 1 possession. Ridgewood does what they do here and goes up 19 or 20-0. The game sort of gets upside down too early.
And these are kind of those hidden moments that you don't necessarily see unless you're a coach or you're an experienced athlete, where, yeah, you look at the scoreboard, 13-0, but 4th down, Harrison comes up with a stop here, ball game.
So here is Pace now. Rolls out to her left. Pace being pursued. It's Rodriguez. Rodriguez trying. Pace floats it over the hand. It's incomplete. So Harrison's defense rises to the occasion. And again, Cassandra Rodriguez interrupting the play right there. You don't always have to grab the flag as much. Make the quarterback uncomfortable. Pace had to throw it before she wanted to.
Absolutely. Put the pressure on. Cause her to make a bad pass, as we just saw. Penelope knew, of course, throwing it into the end zone, just trying to avoid getting sacked. And, Rodriguez, a true hawk, just hawking her down.
She has brought an extra gear into this semifinal. It has Cassandra Rodriguez now on first down. Not much
of the game, the speed of the game from the Ridgewood team is just truly another level.
Yeah, Olivia Hutchinson with that grab right there.
Harrison, just kind of trying to play catch up at this point, but keeping them to 2 scores. They have the ball back. Let's see them get it done.
Hutchinson, great year in containing the quarterbacks. Good lateral explosiveness. Here's Talia Sosa now. trying to get Rodriguez involved on the offense, but there's Penelope Pace. Penelope Pace, what you're looking at here, folks, the junior, you're looking at a scholarship flag football player. So her future will be in college women's flag football, and that's the big question as she navigates through the back end of her junior year, but it will happen. Off the fake, here's Sosa to the left side. Sosa not getting anywhere. There's that containment once again by Olivia Hutchinson. Just closing it out right at the point of attack.
And Harrison's looking for a soft spot in Ridgewood's defense, and it doesn't seem like one exists.
Great toughness by Hutchinson, said the head coach. The ability to fly to the football, said Mickey McDermott of number 15. So now the punt team in there. They'll try the short punt, the in-between. Ball bounces around now. That is a live ball. Now touched but not picked up, so the ball's dead right on contact. One of the rule changes this year, Coach, you can pick up a punt that hits the ground, but once Gabby Wynn's hands touched it and she wasn't able to handle it, the play is blown dead right there.
Correct. So the ball is considered dead. Harrison obviously could not, pick it up as in a fumble recovery. And as I said, it's given a different dimension to punt and punt return, trying to strategically either punt away from certain players or punt out of bounds to prevent the option of that return.
Pace now, little quarterback keeper, straight up the gut. Stayed inside, quick out to Gabby Wynn. Gabby Wynn, look at the adjustment on the football. And she'll pick up good yardage here down to the 20-yard line. Just putting some of that Wynn athleticism on display right there. Sort of catching it and changing direction in one motion.
And you can almost see her take a glance at that first read, see that there's a defender there, and quickly pivot, which is enabling her to gain extra yardage on every play.
Pace now will draw Rodriguez offsides. Interesting thing about Gabby Wynn, Coach, she's a junior, but this will be her final season of flag football. You are eligible as a fall athlete to graduate early and go to college after your first semester, as many fall athletes do in football and girls soccer. This one overthrown. So she'll return to Ridgewood for her senior year, get through Christmas, and then she'll enroll at Clemson in January, and she'll be able to participate, because she has enough credits in high school, in spring soccer at Clemson. Pretty good.
That is interesting.
That
is interesting.
That is a football move we've seen with a lot of football kids.
Okay.
If you have the high school credits to graduate,
right,
you can graduate after January. You can come back and walk through the ceremony if you'd like, but you can then enroll at your college for the spring semester.
Which makes sense, giving you that leg up, getting a spring workout.
Absolutely.
In with your team,
get infused.
Yourself.
Right. You're infused into the playbook in the spring season. Obviously, that doesn't happen for any lacrosse or flag football girls or baseball or softball kids, because they want to be at their high school for their senior season.
Absolutely. But, I mean, she kind of has the best of both worlds, right? She's getting to see out yet another incredible season as only a junior, pivotal role, of course, in this Ridgewood program, and then she'll be ready to go, by the time she's a freshman in college, to hit that soccer field.
Third down now, off a little motion. Here's Ridgewood. They'll fake the sweep, rolling out to right is Pace. Pace across the middle, into the hands. There she is, Gabby Wynn. Touchdown for the Maroons. It's a win-win situation when you throw it to number 12, and Gabby Wynn, super impressive, is the Clemson soccer commit.
Which, as we look at Ridgewood stats, Gabby Wynn, by far they're leading in terms of receiving yardage with 711 yards. And what's really interesting is looking at Pace, obviously the quarterback, tremendous arm on her, but she actually leads the team in rushing yardage herself. So the ability to throw the ball, for her to take off on her own, give a simple handoff, just incredible Ridgewood program here.
Yeah, she sets the tone, does Pace, both sides. And now, off this rollout, they'll throw it short. This one's complete. Now look at this. Catching the ball is Penelope Pace.
Yeah, it looked like they changed the quarterback. I believe number 18, Logan Cush, jumped in there, who actually has...
Yeah, that is Logan Kush, the junior.
Yeah, number 18. Little quick switch there.
One interesting fact about Ridgewood, the Maroons, they have 0 dual sport spring athletes. These are all dedicated flag football athletes, which is an amazing thing for the program going forward, because the rules will change in 2027. In the spring of 2027, females in the state of New Jersey in the spring sports season will have to declare what sport they're playing. Off a little jet here, Rodriguez, she'll pick up a couple.
And what I've seen, obviously, softball, track, lacrosse, all spring sports, so it's great to not have to compete with those. But Ridgewood, I know a lot of the high school flag football teams tend to have wonderful soccer players on the roster, so it does enable the girls to continue playing club soccer, which I'm sure someone like Gabby Wynn certainly does.
First down now for the Blue Tide. They trail by 20. Good room along that left side, finding some space in that Ridgewood defense. Biggest play of the game on the carry, Hannah Medina.
And who doesn't love a little hook and ladder action there?
You know, the one thing going against that Ridgewood defense, you're going to have to find ways to get them off balance a little bit, out of sync, and good looking play right there out of the playbook of Danny Nankiville. Nankiville, quarterback back in his day at Harrison, coaching his alma mater. Off the fake here. Here's the give to Maya DeJesus. You know, Harrison, small school, Group 1/2 school. The amazing thing about Harrison, when you talk about the topic of dual sport spring athletes, they don't have a track program there, and they don't have girls lacrosse there.
Correct.
So it really has opened the avenue for Coach Nankiville to, you know, really filter the athletes towards flag football.
And I know they do have a few softball players that, as I've been told, play softball for fun. But Dan has done an incredible job. He puts so much time, effort, heart into this program, and it shows. As you said, small school, and he has these girls loving the game of football and just wanting to get better every day.
Olivia Hutchinson with another grab. She continues to pile them up. So breaking the huddle. It's Talia Sosa in this offense, standing right there with her, the playmaker, Maya DeJesus. DeJesus, the single back. Here is Sosa now. She'll fake the give, throw the short route. Dangerous pass intended that time for Rodriguez. Well covered, though, out in the flats there. On the coverage that time was Leighton Schoner. So Schoner, good recognition. She didn't fall for the play fake. Schoner, reliable. Another one of those soccer stars. That seems to be the common denominator of Ridgewood. People always thought when flag football came and you could play a bunch of sports, they were going to have all those lacrosse girls out there, the dynamic juggernaut that they are. But it's really...
That's kind of how Clifton started. Yeah. The very first year, it was almost the entire lacrosse team playing flag football.
Yeah, because it was a hobby sport then that they could duel up.
Exactly.
Ridgewood saw the line of the sand coming and said, you know what, let's just stick with the fall-winter kids and Absolutely. Let's make them make a choice early in the process here. And that has certainly paid off, as now the rules will shift to an NJSIAA sport next year where all the rules will apply. And
I will say, honestly, I find myself to be in a similar boat. As we spoke about before, I do have a few dual sport athletes in the spring season that will have to make that choice after this year. But generally speaking, I have quite a few soccer players or former soccer players that truly excel in flag football. So there does seem to be that common denominator there.
Trip receivers to the left now. The Blue Tide tries the quick route. Great coverage right there by Wynn. Yeah, like in my sort of romantic, perfect perfect world scenario, you'd have like a 2 mulligans you could have as a flag coach. Like, okay, we'll let you use 2 players from another sport from the spring. But then that would put you in a tough spot to decide. I know that, but you just know that. Listen, programs like Ridgewood have an abundance of female athletes in the building. They're going to be fine. But there are some small schools where they do have dynamic softball, lacrosse, spring track kids that it's a real void that you don't have that 1 or 2 kids to be able to be on your flag team.
And the coach in me 100% agrees. The mom in me says, there are so many days that I feel bad for my girls. I'll talk about one of my receivers, Abby Rasher, superstar in the soccer world, tremendous track athlete, runs winter track, and then currently runs spring track as well, and plays club soccer. So we'll have 6 a.m. flag football practice. She'll go to track practice after school and then round out her night with club soccer and still maintain straight A's. And I'm like, Abby, I know I'm a little nuts with all of the things that I have on my plate, but you're 16 years old. And same thing, Casey Mullen, my quarterback, superstar in the softball world, and they're getting up at 5 a.m. to come to practice for flag football before school, and then softball games after school, and still managing to maintain their grades. So it's certainly a lot on their plates.
You play for Coach Lindsay Sinque at Clifton. Practices, girls, 6 a.m.
Absolutely.
You're up early.
That's it.
Rolling a pace. Good grab there on the flag.
And the way that came about, my first year as head coach, our first 2 games of the season, we played Ridgewood and Wayne Valley, 2 of the best. And we were in very competitive games, and I noticed our offense just kind of wasn't gelling. And I said after that, all right, 6 a.m. tomorrow, and the girls all looked at me like I was crazy. I said, okay, well, you guys find another time that we can all be there.
Sure.
Who said 4:30? Oh, I have an away softball game. All right, how about 6:30? Oh, I have club soccer, this, that. And they looked at me and said, all right, we'll meet at the field at 9 p.m. I said, are you guys nuts? That's even crazier than 6 a.m. So sure enough, we started 6 a.m. practices, and we did not lose another game that season. And as nuts as it is, it enables them to have their afternoons to themselves, whether they're participating in another sport or working or whatever the case may be. And we've just kind of made it work.
Gotta love it.
And I mean,
plus, when you got one of the all-time great ADs in Tom Mullahy, I mean,
he is the GOAT, the best.
All right, don't get carried away now. I don't know. I wasn't going to go GOAT, but okay.
He is. I couldn't ask for a better supporter.
We love Tommy.
Great. Yeah.
DeJesus on the return, bobbled it for a second, but hung on.
And I was going to say, what a victory in itself, making Ridgewood punt the ball, something that we have not seen a lot of over the course of the past few years.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, listen, Harrison has sort of settled into the game. They just took a couple of early, right crosses from Ridgewood and got down 13-0 in the blink of an eye. Now 20-0. Listen, any score here would be obviously helpful to their psyche, and it's an uphill climb now. 20 down 20, a minute and a half left here in this night of Super Football Conference flag football. Final 4. 2 teams trying to punch their ticket to Wednesday night at Kane. The Bayonne Bees are already there. They rolled in our opening game of the night, and boy, was Bayonne impressive. Bayonne is going to be a good representative in the finals on Wednesday night.
Absolutely, and the speed of this Super Football Conference is just truly another level, which we've seen here tonight as well.
Schoner with a knockdown right there.
Watching Ridgewood run to the line offensively, minimal time in between every play, the jump between cover 2 defense, cover 3 defense, just ready to go with whatever McDermott is calling. And same thing likewise with Bayonne.
Yeah.
They are a well-disciplined team, so it should certainly be a good battle between the 2.
Yeah, Eva Chambers running the football. Talia Smith, the first-year starting quarterback, she was super impressive. They put up 33 points in that semifinal against Plainfield. Great victory. Flag on this play. Carrying the football is DeJesus. Just want to remind everybody today's broadcast is brought to you by Alliance Orthopedic. Alliance Orthopedic, better every day. The Lucan Center for Psychotherapy. Optimal performance starts with your mental health. The Lucan Center. And by Kearney Bank, your community bank. Alliance Performance, powered by Parisi. Alliance Performance, train like a pro. And finally, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield, New Jersey, proud sponsor of the Super Football Conference. Penalty be walked off against Harrison now, so it'll bring up third down now. Ball spotted at about the 18-yard line, just inside the 20. Now we'll have a timeout on the field.
Ridgewood maybe hoping to get the ball back here one more time before half.
Yeah, I mean, it is third down, so you are managing the clock there. So Mickey McDermott, the head coach of Ridgewood, once upon a time was the offensive coordinator for the Ridgewood boys. Now he is all girls. And really, this guy is now all in. But McDermott, outstanding college football coach, Charleston Southern University, coached under Bo Nix, his dad, coached at the Citadel, came out of Emerson High School in 2007. Now he's one of the driving forces in running the New York Jets club teams. So it's really just, you know, a guy like Mickey McDermott, you could see his life is following this explosive trajectory of girls flag football.
Certainly, and I mean, I know Chuck Johnson, head coach of Ridgewood football for years, getting to intern under him. You know, what could be better? And then obviously Mickey making this sport his own. He is known as truly, you know, the greatest out there. The things that he's done for the sport at many levels is just truly amazing.
Good little misdirection there. Ball wound up to Nadabana. Now that's a name I'm hoping she carries the ball a few more times. Nadabana.
It's funny. I was with Coach Neg, and we were talking about the Phil Sims North-South All-Star lineup, and he happened to be talking about Nada and just saying how anything he asks her to do, she will do. Block, run, stand on her head, whatever it is, you know, that she is just truly all in and a true team player, and she doesn't care if she doesn't touch the ball offensively, whatever it is, she'll do it for her team.
So now fourth down, Ridgewood will drop deep in coverage here, and Harris is going to punt this one away. Short punt will roll around out of bounds. So Ridgewood will still have a few seconds, just under a minute on the clock to work with. You're always coaching for another day. If not tonight, obviously 20-0, it's not insurmountable. You have in the back of your head that, you know, Harrison was down 12-0 into the fourth quarter, okay, against the Caucus and came back to win. But when I say coaching for another day, hey, let's see what we can do with 52 seconds here. Absolutely,
and I feel like Harrison, they've been the comeback kid this year, so, you know, 20-0 going into half, in my opinion, still anyone's game.
Maddie McCaskin on the receiving end of that. Good grab of the flag by Maya DeJesus. DeJesus, such a steady presence in the middle of that defense. Here's Pace now, rolling out. Pace going over the top. Unguarded is Gabby Wynn. Gabby Wynn catches the ball, but stepped out of bounds at about the 33-yard line. Luckily for Harrison, Wynn just found the out-of-bounds there. Remember, they are not true lines in flag football because we are on the football field. The field runs in between the hashes, so sometimes a little tough to pick up, a little bit of a judgment call. Now Pace looking downfield, Pace over the top. Great grab that time. Arini Batia. Batia right down to the 11-yard line, and with 21 seconds left, Ridgewood is in business here. Now you got to be careful here. The clock's going to wind now, so this clock is live now. Ridgewood was not up to the ball. Finally, with 15 seconds left, Ridgewood losing some time here. Now Pace rolling to her left. Pace looking. Floats it inside. Good knockdown that time on the defense is Donna Gomez. Donna Gomez, 3 interceptions on the season. And Gomez was the quarterback when Sosa was out, so she's had a lot of field presence this year, and that was a good play right there. That might have been a touchdown-saving knockdown. So now Ridgewood one play.
Players here with this Harrison defense. 10 yards, 5 seconds. See if they get the stop.
Final play of the half. Penelope, the short route. Look at this. Too easy. Danielle Denoy, the captain, delivers to end the half. It's a touchdown for the Maroons of Ridgewood, who are dominating the semifinals. They are about to punch their ticket for Wednesday night at Kane for the New Jersey State Flag Final. Denoy is one of those girls, I was just chomping at the bit to ask Mickey McDermott, well, have you had any lacrosse girls who defected over?
Right.
And he was like, yes, number 11, Danielle Denoy. She was actually a former lacrosse player that came over.
And there she is, making her mark tonight.
It's all going their way. Extra point is good to Gabby Wynn. Another textbook first half for the 3-time defending New Jersey State champs, the Maroons of Ridgewood. You come in hoping to contain them. It is a challenge that is just not possible at this point in time in this semifinal. 27-0. Ridgewood over Harrison at the half. Take a quick break. The second half for straight ahead. The girls flag New Jersey State semifinals right here on the Super Football Conference Network.
When the game is on the line, you need a team who knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving, stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan-centered today.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. Learn more today at kearneybank.com.
Deal and breakfast Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
When the game is on the line, you need a team who knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving, stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan-centered today.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. Learn more today at kearneybank.com.
Deal and breakfast Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
When the game is on the line, you need a team to know strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving, stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan-centered today.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. Learn more today at kearneybank.com.
Deal and breakfast Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns. Dunkin's $6 meal deal is back.
When the game is on the line, you need a team to know strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving, stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan-centered today.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Kearney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. Learn more today at kearneybank.com.
Back at Clifton High School, girls semifinals. It is all Ridgewood, 27-0 over Harrison. So Ridgewood is on their way to Wednesday night to defend their championship. Alongside of Lindsay Sinkhu, of course, the Clifton girls flag coach, assistant coach at Montclair State University, the Red Hawks. And boy, it's going to take a lot. I think they have a worthy opponent in Bayonne on Wednesday night. Bayonne played them to a 12-0 defeat last year in that game. But when you think about Ridgewood's going to come into that game, 41-game win streak, 3-time defending champs. But we saw a lot from Bayonne today to think that could be a good game.
I certainly think it will be a good game. Bayonne, as we've talked about previously, just some stud players on that team. Tati Watson, of course, impact player on that team. And offensively and defensively, they just fly to the ball and make things happen. So I think it's a really good matchup.
Flying to the ball is Arini Batia on the reception for Penelope Pace. So we give Bayonne their flowers. We say that's got a chance to be a really good game. Mm-hmm. Then I have to go to the other side of my sports logic and saying it's going to take a lot for Bayonne to knock this Ridgewood team off this sort of 3 or 4 year momentum they're on as a program. They are seemingly playing on both sides of the ball at a different level than the opposition. So it is a mighty challenge because Ridgewood is that good.
Of course. And listen, Ridgewood's the team to beat. You know, I'm sure at some point there will be a team that does it. Could it be Bayonne on Wednesday? I think it could. I like to say on any given day, it's anyone's day. So Wednesday could be it. Ridgewood, of course, they're just impeccable at what they do. So we'll see if Bayonne can get it done.
Second down now. Penelope Pace. Pace now drops it over the middle into the hands of Maddie McCaskin. Her flag will be grabbed right away. Good pursuit that time on the defense by, of course, DeJesus. Well, you know, if I'm going to go on and on about the 41 straight wins, to give a little historical context, the last time Ridgewood lost a game was their inaugural season, 2022. They lost to Irvington in year number 1. Since then, 40 in a row.
And I like to say this all the time. I've had this conversation with many coaches, athletic directors, just sports people. And what is it that makes Ridgewood so good? If we're watching them, you know, offensively, it's not like they're doing anything crazy, setting up in trips or, you know, an empty formation, handoffs, speed option. It's just, in my opinion, their ability to connect. And they have very few plays offensively where they're not gaining significant yardage. Their blocking, I think, is tremendous. And defensively, as I said, flying to the ball. And, you know, if one girl misses, there's someone right behind her backing her up to make that tackle.
Second down now. That last tackle, a grab by Amanda So, fearless freshman for Harrison. Now rolling out, finding some room into the flats. Gabby Wynn. She's such a big target as Wynn.
And again, just looking at the motion to trips formation to a simple flood play, you know, not reinventing the wheel here, but McDermott just has them so disciplined. Obviously, tremendous athletes on that Ridgewood team and connecting on nearly every single play.
So Mickey McDermott's team, 16-0. Their 17th game of the season. Here's their QB, Penelope Pace. New York Jets flag elite Pace now, rolls out, gets a good block. Looking downtown, holding it in, stepping into the end zone is Gabby Wynn. It's a touchdown, and Gabby Wynn, the Clemson soccer commit, is just making it look easy.
I mean, that's a perfect quote. It looks easy. She makes it look seamless. Obviously, it looked as if the ball just kind of fell into her hands there. She thought her flag had been pulled and quickly recovered to get over the goal line there.
So we are in running time, have been for a little while here. Running time starts at a 19-point differential in girls flag football. Ridgewood lining up for the extra point. This one is intercepted in the end zone, so good job by the defense there to prevent it.
Harrison 0, Ridgewood 33, 6 minutes and 13 seconds and counting, remaining in third quarter left.
And just looking at this Ridgewood team, obviously a lot of girls coming back next year. They have Penelope Pace, as you talked about, who will be moving on early, heading to Clemson, but their backup quarterback, Logan Cush.
No, Pace will be back. It's Wynn. It's Gabby Wynn that'll be going on.
Even better. So, of course, their quarterback will be back. Silly me. But, I mean, Gabby Wynn, definitely an impact player.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
It seems like today there's like 3 number 12s out there.
Yes.
Yeah, and you just know the common theme at Ridgewood when you win 40 games in a row, when you're 3-time defending champ, that there are girls just waiting in the wings to take that sort of Gabby Wynn slot, the primary target slot, running things through her slot. And, when you win 3 straight state titles in a row, you just know that you're replenishing year in and year out. And that always is the common denominator with teams, high school teams that go on a great run year after year in any sport, that the greatness doesn't graduate, it just gets replaced.
I couldn't agree more. And even in terms of the intensity of their practices, I'm sure usually you have your starting offense and then a scout defense where there might be kind of a drop off, and you can't tell me that their scout defense isn't just as good as their offense. The level of athleticism in this program is unseen.
That pass will go incomplete. If I was to give you a small cynical perspective on next year being an NJSIAA year, a sanctioned sport, one thing with the growth of this sport in the last 3 years, the officiating has been very good, but at times it seems like they're kind of talking about it as they go along, like there's a little different interpretation of rules. Do you think that will change or cause any controversy with the umbrella of the NJSIAA over the top of it?
I certainly hope so. I think every year they have gotten increasingly better in terms of the consistency of the referees. I know Mark Bitar is the assigner, Ryan McCreary, who they've done an incredible job, really, of cracking down on the referees that just kind of show up and figure it out as they go along. And now being a very small step away from it being a sanctioned varsity sport, I think that's, the last baby step that needs to happen. And I have full confidence that it will, because, as I said, the improvement year after year has been tremendous, and it's just going to keep going.
With a reverse flea flicker, this one will fall incomplete. And I think a lot of it has to do in part of being a new sport. A lot of coaches are new to it. The rules have changed subtly throughout the first couple years. It's a new set of rules for everybody to grasp. So there was definitely going to be a little interpretation and a little not, sort of keeping up with the subtle changes that came with the rules. But, I'm sure that'll happen. And now, that it's an NJSIAA sport. And listen, if Mark Bitar is in charge, they'll have it right.
I agree. And one of the biggest improvements I've seen over the course of the past 4 years has been in terms of blocking. I can remember my first year as head coach, I have a picture of my center with someone's hand in her mouth, trying to get around and putting her hands on my center. And that just kind of sums it up for me. And over the course of the past 4 years, they've really cut back on letting the girls use their hands at all. Obviously, blocking is a huge part of this offensive game. But truly, I think that Batar and the whole crew has done a great job of limiting the use of hands, which, of course, then limits the physicality and the girls actually pushing each other.
There's no doubt about it. The stiff arm has sort of left the sport. Girls lowering their shoulder, carrying the ball is not part of it anymore. So, the changes have been very good. New quarterback in the game now. Some other players getting involved. This is Chloe Banks. Chloe Banks finding some room is the 10th grader. She got the give from Logan Cush, now the junior quarterback in there. So Ridgewood enjoying a plus 33 lead. Able to get some other players involved now.
And in my opinion, this is where you see the true character of a team. Harrison obviously down 33-0. Nobody wants to be in this position, but you see their defense out there still hustling every play, not giving up, cheering each other on. And, I mean, that should mean everything to Nankivell.
So now Logan Cush, the junior, it's her turn. She'll stick it into the gut of Amber Olivo. Olivo, one of those three-sport performers, plays volleyball and basketball. And they have high hopes for Olivo. Just a 10th grader. Clock rolling now, under 30 seconds left here in this third quarter. Ball sits at the 23-yard line. Here's Cush now. Cush throws it down the middle of the field into the hands of Avery Cush. That's Cush to Cush there, Coach.
How amazing.
So the Cush sisters now.
How amazing is that? I know for me, my sons are less than 4 years apart, but 4 grades apart. And my youngest is a bigger kid, definitely looks older than he is, so he's played up a few times, and those are always my favorite moments when, even if it's in a rec game, I can get the two of them on the same field playing together. So I'm sure very proud moment for their parents.
That'll bring the third quarter to a close here. Semi-final Friday on the Super Football Conference Network. It is all the defending champs of the state of New Jersey in girls flag football. Ridgewood 33-0. Fourth and final quarters next, right here on the Super Football Conference Network.
When the game is on the line, you need a team who knows strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving. Stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent.
Back here on the Super Football Conference Network, fourth and final quarter. Girls flag football state final 4. This is the semifinals. Bayonne has already punched their ticket to the finals. Looking to have a rematch with the Ridgewood Maroons, who were 11 minutes away from getting back there, along with their 41st straight victory. Jimmy Cavallo, Lindsay Sin-Q, the head coach here at Clifton, also on the staff at Montclair State University. And this is much what we expected to see out of Ridgewood. They have just been dynamic all day. They sort of took the life out of Harrison early and often.
And again, it's to be expected. We know what Ridgewood is. They are well-disciplined, experienced at this point. As we know, Mickey McDermott is one of the best out there. And he truly has his team performing at another level all of the time. Likewise, Harrison, fabulous team, small Group 1 school, but we know tremendous athletes there. Dan Nankivell does a wonderful job with his program as well. But just it's hard to compete with Ridgewood, as we say.
Yeah, Dan and Howard, the Blue Tide, what a great run to get here. NJIC semis down 12 into the fourth quarter, beats the Caucus. In the finals, down 6-0 to Leonia, won 12-6 in overtime, second title in 3 years. Talia Sosa, the junior, missing 3 games, coming off the bench in the fourth quarter at quarterback. Just great drama.
And I know we all love those huge offensive plays, right? 20, 25-yard throw over someone's head to run down and score a touchdown. But in my opinion, this is what the game of flag is. A bunch of drives where you're getting 6-7 yard gains on every play and just marching down the field. Harrison's done a great job, even on completions, just making sure that they're flying to the ball and making the tackle.
Ridgewood also wants to keep the clock moving. I mean, we're in running time, but, you score, you're kind of, not that you don't want to score, but you don't want to. It's nice to run some plays, get everybody involved.
Of course.
With that, they take a deep shot downfield.
Exactly. And the clock is still running.
The clock will still run because we're in running time.
Yes,
so
of course.
None of my logic applies. But
no, but you're right. And listen.
You're always trying to expand the playbook.
Exactly, and they still have to prepare for Wednesday, right? So I always say, even games when we had blowouts, blowing out other teams, and I was keeping my starters in, we have things that we need to work on looking at our next opponent, planning for the next game. Ridgewood obviously, wants to make sure that they are prepared for competition on Wednesday.
Turned over on downs, Harrison gets it back. This will be the last couple plays for the junior season of Cassandra Rodriguez, and what a marvelous run for number 9 in white this year. Put up a 40-sack year, included with a couple of sacks tonight. 30, 35 tackles for a loss. She scored 11 touchdowns. And K-Rod, Cassandra Rodriguez, coming back for her senior year, and Harrison, the Blue Tide, they will welcome her back. She has been amazing this year.
And like I said, taking the spot of Rebecca Sardinia last year, who was their rusher, another player that was so fun to watch. And K-Rod has done a really good job of bringing that intensity to the field.
Little option pass there by Harrison, incomplete. Brings up second down now. Flag finals will be Wednesday evening at Kane. Be Ridgewood and Bayonne, the Bees and the Maroons.
And as we were discussing previously, that final at MetLife Stadium, but I'm assuming because of the World Cup, we're on a little pause from that. Hopefully it'll be back.
I mean, come on. We could have had flag football on real grass.
I mean, that would have been kind of
That probably would have been the first ever,
Then, you'll hear the girls complaining. They have shin splints, turf, grass. There'll be something to complain about. But it turned out to be a beautiful night here. Obviously, the sun's starting to go down. It was very hot for that first Bayonne field game.
So you see Harrison now, back-to-back snaps not handled. And in flag football, the ball is not live off the snap when it hits the ground. So that is a dead ball immediately. So that's a little frustrating for a team. Unlike Harrison to do that, but that's part of the rules. The ball is not live when it's not handled. As soon as it hits the turf on the snap, it is a dead ball right there. Fourth down now for the Blue Tide. Little shovel out to the left. Good flag picking right there by Ridgewood. Shut that play down, Maya DeJesus, and it was Cush on the grab. So Ridgewood now will get it back with 6 minutes left here. Super Football Conference Network. It's really the start of a big summer of content on the network heading into the football season this fall. Big slate of games coming. Check out your Super Football Conference Network website to see the schedule of games. Little drop off from Logan Cush to Avery. Now, once upon a time in my announcing career, when I assumed girls or boys were siblings, I was told a few days later, they're cousins, right?
Of course.
So I haven't confirmed the Cushes are the sisters, but I'm going with it anyway. The law of averages tells me that they're sisters.
We'll roll with it. And I will back you up. We are very far from the fields, right? We're up very high, so we can't really see their faces to,
Oh, yeah, all right.
We'll assume, though.
Well, here is Logan now, chopping it off once again, and all of a sudden, it is the all-Cush rendition of Ridgewood.
Second down, Ridgewood.
Second down now. Clock is under 5 minutes left.
And again, now I'm really dissecting this, right? Logan.
They are separated by a grade.
Yes.
So I'm thinking Irish twins.
Yes. Logan and Avery. Sound like sister names. Of course, I'm going to get a text from Mickey McDermott later saying, thank you.
Oh, little option here. Ariana Aurora on the take right there. Aurora pick up some yards. The ball now is inside the 10, or right on the 10. And it is third down for Ridgewood. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage now. Avery now at center. Off to Logan. Logan now right back to her. Breaks a tackle to the goal line. Cush, touchdown. It's Cush to Cush once again. And Avery Cush, the sophomore, has 6 points in the final.
And kind of our theme of the day with avoiding tackles, the hip movements, the dips. Something that Ridgewood really sets the bar very high on is you see Ridgewood offensive player about to get her flag pulled, and suddenly she's in the end zone, avoiding the tackle, which is something that they do so well. Another example of that right there.
Ridgewood sitting at 39 now. Here's Cush. Little jet sweep to the end zone. They'll get the 40.
The conversion is good.
On the carry right there is Evie Herndon. Herndon So one last dance now for Harrison, for these seniors. They'll go out on a low note, but plenty of high notes along the way. There's one of the players playing her final game, Maya DeJesus. A Manhattan commit, number 15. Left it all out there. 6 interceptions on the season, 6 touchdown catches. Jets flag elite player. Just has really made a name for herself for the Harrison Blue Tide flag football group. Playing in her last game. Up to the ball quickly, Julia Soares, unsung hero at center, done an unbelievable job this year, said the head coach, Danny Nankerville. Just doing it all.
Such a great example of what they do well with the misdirection. Quarterback triple, fakes.
Of course, Rodriguez, we've mentioned it all night. Cassandra Rodriguez, just a junior, but an epic season for her. Under 1 minute left now. On the scramble Talia Sosa. She's a junior. She'll be back for her senior year.
Trying to get out of bounds there to stop the clock, but unfortunately, running clock. You can tell how badly she wants to try to put one up on the board.
Here is Talia now. On fourth down, could be the last play of the season. Talia now hits another gear, finds that gear, extends the football. She'll get the first down. Good effort there by Sosa. Oh, so Harrison will stop the clock now by taking a timeout. Why not now? They're in the red zone. What do you consider the red zone in an 80-yard field? I guess, is it inside the 20?
I say inside the 20.
Okay.
I do, yeah.
So they're just outside the red zone.
Exactly. And obviously, just wanting to get up on the board. You know, it's 40-0. Obviously, they know they're not coming back, but I really respect Coach Dan and calling the timeout and saying, you know, it's not over till it's over. Let's get one up there, girls.
Well, you'd love to get that goose egg off the board, too.
Exactly.
So Sosa now will line up. Take the short route, little hook and ladder here. Heading towards the boundary, turning it upfield was Hannah Medina. Harrison will take their final timeout now, I believe.
3 seconds remaining in regulation.
And you hear our wonderful announcer there, John Lessler. He's become the voice of the Mustangs, doing all our football games, our flag football games.
Yeah, really nice.
Senior nights. Yeah, he's the best. Nothing like hearing
the voice of the Mustangs.
Clifton.
Yeah,
he's great.
Final play of the game here. Blue tie to Harrison. They have gotten the Ridgewood girls flag experience tonight and then some. Little misdirection, taking a shot over the top. It'll be batted down, nearly caught. It'll fall incomplete, and that will do it. 48 minutes in the books, all Ridgewood 40-0. And for Coach Lindsay St. one final time, when you look at Wednesday night, you certainly give Bayonne a puncher's chance, but they will have to pack a mighty punch to knock off this juggernaut Ridgewood. 41 wins in a row, 3-time state champion, looking to make it 4 in a row.
And obviously the same matchup as last year. So Bayonne, I'm sure, wants revenge, put themselves on the board. And listen, I want to see a good game. Let's get out there and compete. Let's make it one of those games that, we're anxious until the last play of the game.
Coach, thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me.
Good time tonight with Lindsay St. head coach here at Clifton of girls flag football, assistant coach at Montclair State University, the Red Hawks. That will do it, the Maroons of Ridgewood. So for everybody here from the Super Football Conference Network, Alliance Orthopedic, the Lucan Center for Psychotherapy, Carney Bank, Alliance Performance, and Horizon Blue Cross, Blue Shield, New Jersey, I'm Jimmy Cavallo. It is all Ridgewood. Ridgewood, Bayonne, Wednesday night at Kane for it all, the state girls flag football final. We'll see you next time right here on the Super Football Conference Network.
When the game is on the line, you need a team to know strength, recovery, and performance. At Alliance Orthopedics, we keep athletes moving, stronger, faster, and better every day. For every parent, for every athlete, Alliance Orthopedics. Better every day.
Welcome. Come on in.
Looking for mental health services for you or your loved ones? We have a signature way to pair you up with a therapist that meets your specific needs. At the Lucan Center, we are driven by science and led by compassion.
Thank you.
Experience the Lucan difference at any of our 7 locations in northern Jersey. Log on to lucancenter.com or call us at 201-409-0393. At Lucan Center, get Lucan-centered today.
Prosperity is achieved one step at a time, with each success building on the last, transforming your money into something extraordinary. Whatever your goals, the team at Carney Bank can help them take shape with products and services that help you master your money. Your first car, college tuition, a new home, even retirement. Let's make your dreams a reality together at Kearney Bank. See how today at kearneybank.com.
It's the biggest deal in breakfast, Dunkin's $6 meal deal. You get a medium iced or hot coffee, bacon, egg, and cheese, and 6 toasty hash browns.